joining us in advance of a college football playoff game. We just don't know where he's going or his team is playing, but the University of Tennessee certainly is going. And the head coach, Josh Heupel, joining us here on the Rich Eisen Show. Good to chat with you, Coach. How are you, sir?
Hey, great to be on with you. About time.
I'm thrilled to have you. I mean, I remember doing your highlight. Say it again?
I might have been the delay here in the late part of the season.
It's okay. No, listen, it's all good. I just remember doing your highlights when I was on SportsCenter with Stuart Scott, those Oklahoma highlights. I remember doing all those back in the day.
That was just a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, right. Exactly right. Plus, I wanted to have somebody on the program who got more Heisman votes than Drew Brees, LaDainian Tomlinson, and Michael Vick. And I have gotten that person right here on the Rich Eisen.
That's a short list right there.
Oh, my goodness, Josh Heupel. That is something on your resume that nobody can ever take away from you. And I'm wondering how much of that Josh Heupel is on the sideline.
There's a lot of the quarterback in me that is a huge part of me as a coach, in particular on the offensive side of the ball, and how we go about things, from what we do schematically to how we try to put those guys in a position to go play their best, and how we handle them on game day. I do think that, being a quarterback, understanding what it looks like and feels like out there is a huge part of what I do, and try to communicate with our guys as an entire football team as well.
How much is Bob Stoops inside the headset for you, Josh?
Yeah, Bob and Mike might have been a little bit more emotional than I tend to be on game day, a little bit more defensive presence in their demeanor. But for sure, my experience at Oklahoma, Bob, Mike Leach was my first coordinator there, Mark Mangino, but Chuck Long, quarterbacks coach. All of those guys have helped me get to this point and are a huge part of, my career and the growth that I've had.
Yeah, and I'm just wondering, does something come out of your mouth and you're like, man, that sounds just like Stoops. I shouldn't have. Anything like that happen for you, Josh?
Every once in a while, there will be a guy that was with me there at Oklahoma that will understand that the message that's being presented has a similarity to some of the things that we had there.
So let's just jump into your current status in the college football playoff bracket rankings. What does the position that you have been placed by the CFP committee say to you? What do you glean from it?
Yeah, for us as a program, those things are really out of our control, and certainly we'd love to have a home game, but you get into the playoffs, it really doesn't matter. If you're not of the mindset that you're ready to go play anyone, anywhere, at any time, you're not of the right mindset to have success in the bracket, and we've played ourselves into a position where we'll be in. Don't know who the opponent will be until Sunday, but we're excited about having an opportunity to play during this postseason.
Now, I guess what chess pieces are you and your staff or anybody in your Tennessee world that you huddle up with? What are you looking at this weekend to potentially put you in a position where you're welcoming somebody into Knoxville as opposed to getting on a plane? Like, what do you think here?
I don't know that will happen. There's a handful of games here that certainly impact what's going to happen on Sunday with the playoff bracket. I don't know if there's a scenario that actually ultimately gets us a home game, with what happens this weekend. End of the day, we're excited that we're in. You just had the bracket up there. Right now it's Ohio State. There's a lot of things that can change. We're excited and looking forward. And, this week we were on the grass a couple times with our guys, trying to get some growth out of our young guys in particular, but growth from our entire football team. And the message to our guys is good teams continue to get better throughout the course of the season. And we got to continue to get better before we get to the first round.
And I know you can't control it, and you don't spend time complaining and making excuses. I understand, again, you're a national champion quarterback from your playing days. You're a head coach of a top-notch program in the United States of America, world of collegiate football. But I was just talking to my audience here about how the College Football Playoff Committee says anybody who makes a conference championship game will not be penalized by playing in it based on a result. And my question is, why not? You know what I mean? Why not? I mean, you can be helped by winning it, but not by losing it. Do you think that's fair, Coach?
Well, I think, at the end of the day, I think they got to look at everybody's body of work, and the conference championship game, the matchup, that's all a part of the body of work of the regular season. And, for them, then they got to judge, who are the conference champions. They got to, place them in the bracket, and then, look at everybody's complete season and the body of work that they've had. And, we're really proud of what we've done. There's a couple of results that we would have liked to have, played a little better, coached a little better to help change those. But this is a really good football team here on Rocky Top that plays all three phases of the game together. And, really proud of what they've done. And, we got to get ready for the next part of the season.
Tell me about your quarterback, what you like about him. Obviously, we're in a quarterback-driven sport, Josh, and this is your position. So what about it?
Yeah. And just a young guy that's continued to get better throughout the course of the season. I've had a bunch of freshmen that have started for me at the quarterback position. Nico's got an unbelievable skill set. He's hungry to get better every single day. He's continued to grow as a player throughout the course of the season. And he's just playing really good football right now. He's got great command of what we're doing. He's taking care of the football through the air. Done a really nice job just understanding, our run pass game and controlling the run game for us. And I'm looking forward to him playing his best as we get into to the playoffs. He's an elite competitor. Middle part of the season, there were a couple first halves where we didn't play as well as we're capable of offensively, and his ability to push back, on everything that's gone on in, a drive or a half of football and come back and be an elite competitor, play, that series independently of what's happened before. I think that's one of his greatest attributes. And to be honest, as a freshman quarterback, I think that's the hardest thing to do. And he's really special in his makeup, his competitive makeup.
How demanding are you? Because you've played the position. Like, I guess self-scout yourself coaching a quarterback. Josh.
Yeah. Playing quarterback for me is probably not the easiest thing.
Yeah.
We're going to be, dialed into every detail, understanding how, your fundamental body position, your eyes all play a huge part in your ability to have success on the back end of the play. And Nico's done a great job of continuing to grow in that. And that leads himself to being accurate with the football, being a good decision maker and taking care of it.
Do you ever connect him to Peyton? Does Peyton have direct access to him, Josh?
Peyton has direct access to anything that he wants on Rocky Top, as you would probably imagine. But Peyton and Nico do have a really good relationship. Peyton's back here all the time. Brings his family to games back here. He's here during the spring. What people don't know about Peyton is how much he gives back to this community and to this campus. And so he's back here quite a bit during the course of the year.
And Peyton Manning, right? The same one, Peyton Manning, Peyton Manning,
yeah.
all those Mannings come back, right?
Yeah, who knew he had those type of artistic skills?
I know that. I saw the United Way commercial years ago. We know who the real Peyton Manning is,
Yeah, exactly.
Josh Heupel here on the Rich Eisen Show. How much of your time is spent not coaching on the job, the NIL, the portal?
More than I would want.
Really?
It's changed a bunch. From I think it was, maybe 7 years ago, first year as a head coach. The landscape of college football, the time demands on everybody, let alone the head coach. What you have to navigate with your roster, it's so dramatically different than it was, 5 years ago. And for whatever reason, it continues to get busier and harder and longer.
And, I guess you spent much of your week and you were in the middle of the signing period right now, right? Pretty much right now?
Yeah. Yesterday was signing day. Had a great day as far as, what we're bringing here on campus. And everybody across America is dealing with their own roster as well. And then, transfer portal.
Do you have kids come in your office demanding money, Josh? Does that happen?
I don't. That's not how we operate here at Tennessee, and man, I want to keep it that way as long as possible.
Okay. All right. You mentioned the guy's name. Before I let you go, I need your favorite Mike Leach story, Josh. I need your favorite Mike Leach story. Everybody has one, and you're probably going through your Rolodex as to what mental Rolodex, what you can actually say right now.
Yeah.
But what do you have for me, Josh?
What's made for live TV and radio? There's very few of those. For me, there's two stories that pop to mind right away. But remember, Howard Stern used to be on ETV, right?
Yep.
Late at night. And Thursday nights, I would go up to his office and we'd go through the game plan and kind of go through, how he wanted to start the game and kind of the flow of the game. And ultimately that would go on his call sheet and his wristband and in order. And he didn't really care if it was right hash, left hash, or whatever. But the meeting probably should have taken, 30 minutes every Thursday night. But inevitably, Howard Stern would be on the back of where I was sitting, and man, it would turn into a 45-minute dissertation about who's on the Howard Stern show and some random story that would come up on the back end of it. He, man, huge impact on my career, and so thankful. He got a great family. But I mean, he's just the most unique person in football and really in my entire life that I've ever met. He was so interested in so many different things. So
was one of the audibles called Baba Booey, Josh? Did that what happened?
Listen, anything was real. There's some play calls that I don't want to put the name of the play call out on it. My wife doesn't like the name of a couple of them. Okay. We might have kept a few of them. There's a great story of him dropping a fake script when we were playing Texas in the Cotton Bowl as well. He was a character, man. There was nothing that wasn't in his reach or that he wasn't willing to do.
So where did he drop that fake play script, Josh? Where did that happen?
Yeah, so we're getting ready to play Texas in the Cotton Bowl, Red River shootout, and I think it was Thursday night. He came up with the idea of, putting a fake call sheet out there, and he dropped it. He had one of our students, student coaches go drop the fake script. He had to make it look real, like it just came out of his back pocket or out of his hand. And you saw a Texas guy go pick up the script, and, the first play might have been a reverse as far as what was on the script. We had a reverse screen up. It was he was willing to do anything.
He used it to his advantage.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Absolutely.
Josh, I love that guy. And I appreciate you with the story time right here. And listen, in return, again, because you're in the middle of a very busy part of your schedule right now and a very busy part of your world, in return for your appearance here, I am happy if you wind up having to go to Columbus as a Michigan man, telling you how it's done. Happy to do that.
Listen, if we're playing the Buckeyes up in Columbus, I'll give you a call for sure.
Please do, and just have the largest T flag ready on some sort of a pole, just in case. And then have your head on a swivel if that happens, Josh. You know what I'm saying?
I love it.
Take care of yourself, Josh. Thanks for the time.
Greatly
appreciate it. Let's do this again soon. Thanks again.
Always appreciate it.
You got it. That's Josh Heupel, head coach of Tennessee football, right here on The Rich Eisen Show. Catch The Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku Channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.